Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Project Zomboid, a really CDDA. Tomorrow is going to be the day of the big moves, so I figure I'll use these last moments of relative silence to try and gather my thoughts, gather my things, and figure out our next move. For the sake of sustainability, I think we'll definitely be moving to the farm. Actually, it seems all roads lead to that farm, as it is the same one that Horace Barnes eventually settled in. But we need to see what we can do as far as storage goes. Now, there are some tools in the back of this car. My main concern is going to be what to do with this oven, with this stove. We're going to need it to boil water and, well, for cooking food. You know, the axes versus crowbars debate rages hotly on the Project Zomboid subreddit. However, I gotta say, crowbar is really the MVP of this playthrough. I mean, sure, there's better weapons in the game, but you simply cannot beat the durability. And once you've got a few levels, after it's helped you level up your maintenance, it really does work just as well as a machete, at least at the equivalent level. We don't have a whole ton of storage space, so we're gonna have to make some hard choices. Obviously, all of our canned food is gonna be coming with us, all these seeds that we can use for gardening, and basically all the essentials which we might end up running out of, such as matches, lighters. We're gonna have to start loading stuff onto the back seats. We want to make sure they're the back seats and not the passenger seat, because if we put stuff on the passenger seat, we won't be able to climb over it in the event we get cornered by zombies. Let's just bring that souvenir oven mitt from our house. Now, some of you had told me that you can actually identify which berries are going to be poisonous by the bush that they actually came from. So I'm going to be reading that comment and keeping it in mind in the near future. We actually have a bunch of cleaning fluid, which is good. We're going to take that battery, all of our cans. And I think we should be doing fairly well, all things considered. Wow, a substantial amount has built up inside here. Oh, that's very, very dangerous. I think we're going to end up leveling up our long blunt before this is done. You know, I was going to say we have done such a public service for any other survivors who may eventually come through this area, but doesn't seem like that's really the case, since there's a very mathematically illogical number of zombies here. Since we do still have a little bit of time to kill, there I am getting queasy again from eating rotten cabbage. I kind of want to start learning from Ambiguous Amphibian and start digging for worms. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this works. Ah, there we go. We got one. And this is pretty much the meta, is to just keep digging for these things and see what we get. There's some source of food, at least. He would literally just, like, overturn entire fields looking for these things. But we are going to have to start our farming game at some point. Oh, I hope I don't break this trowel. It's still in pretty good shape, it seems. Now, as you can see, you kind of have to do a lot of work to get really very few of these things. And your character is not going to like this one bit. Maybe I shouldn't be eating them while queasy. But arresting our weight loss is hugely important. Now, thankfully, I don't think we need any kind of carpentry or metalworking level to get this stove out of here. And in the morning, we'll be taking it with us. So let's get a good night's sleep. And hopefully, by the time we wake up in the morning, conditions will be favorable. Things are warming up, but we're going to be pretty worse for wear. Because I think this stove might be coming with us on our lap. I'll bring this with us. Supremely heavy. Part of me almost wants to leave the door open, just as, like, a I don't care anymore gesture, but I know that's probably not a good idea. Oh, we really need to, do something. I don't even know. Eat the rest of these worms? This is gonna suck, especially if it's in our lap the entire time. It'll never stop hurting us. It can't kill us, but it can put us in some pain. Oh no. Alright, this is not the best of things right now. Please, can you leave me alone? Bonk. Alright, now it used to be you could put something like this in the next seat, and it seems like we can still. Even though it's technically more than the seat can hold, it does let us do it, which is supremely useful. Alright, but now more capable than we've ever been by far, even if this does sort of feel like a defeat. Pegasus, ride. Now able to effortlessly— Ow! Okay, never mind. I had forgotten how finicky the driving is in this game, and how weird the line of sight is. Okay, so what we need to do is get out of here. See, I had been thinking that even if we had decided to stay here, that driving wouldn't be the best thing, because we'd be leading a huge tail back to us whenever we came through. And we'll want to move slow, because we don't want these guys damaging the car too much. Which ramming them over the hood certainly does. Yeah. Of course, some damage may be unavoidable. But making our way through this is going to be a bit of a challenge if we want to get through in one piece. This road is going to be absolutely infested with them, and we want to more roll over them than hit them. Of course, damage is inevitable, which is why this battery is going to take us a long way. Hopefully it can charge from the alternator. I don't know if that actually works in-game. I assume it does. And we need to find a spot where we can make a left turn. Up here should be good. Look, that car is completely flipped on its back. I don't know how they managed that, but anything's possible with Project Zomboid physics. Alright, later Muldrow. I'm really hoping that even on 4 times population, the, well, population will start thinning out. Over on our right, you can see the far reaches of McCoy, but... Oh no, I don't think I'm on the right road. I think this is just going to loop us back around to McCoy. Oh no, I've got to go back. I need to be on that other road that we can see through the trees. See, this is another problem with cars, is that you grow a tail and you're not nearly as versatile. I don't know if there's anywhere I can make it through from here. So now the problem is, I've got to go back through everything I just attracted. And going around might backfire on me. Once upon a time, all these little bushes and such would actually, like, you'd crash into them. Now it seems like they just slow us down significantly. Alright, go around, go around, go around. Also, much like the fire, I don't believe anything we run over with this car actually counts as a kill, which is kind of lame. Wow, another one. The isometric view really shows its problems when you're driving, doesn't it? Especially on a forested road like this, with power lines and poles and billboards on either side. But things are looking a little better, at least. I don't remember exactly where we have to go to get to this farm, but we might as well start trying some of these country roads. We've got half a tank of gas, which will last us a while. Oops. Running into zombies can potentially mean we're close to something, I guess. This is a construction site. I don't know if I'm going the right way. No, I think we need to keep continuing up until we hit... I remember we need to continue up until we hit another paved road. And that's when we have to make the right turn. I've made this journey many times before in this game, but... well, I've never done it when it was so necessary. Wow, we are really not happy. Look at that moodle. We are severely depressed once more from the quality of food we've been eating, particularly the worms that have done it. Hopefully we'll be able to find some reading material somewhere. Oh, what is this? Okay, leave the car running just in case. Let's put that shovel away and equip the crowbar. That'll probably be better for us. Move some more stuff to our backpack. I hear buddies. Okay, there's a whole lot of rotten food, but we might just have to take it. Hello. 2 of you? That's fine. Yeah, I'm glad that even on 4 times population, it's considerably sparser out here. That's going to be a huge help. You know, we could probably dismantle that radio for electronics, and we've got some more canned food. And it looks quite a bit more substantial as well. Some chili, that'll be good eating after the worms. What else? Chips, yes, that's very, very good for weight gain. But nothing in the garbage bags. In the past, I've never paid this stand any mind because, well, the food would all be rotten by the time I got to it, but, well, these days it's kind of necessary. Anxious, let's have ourselves a cigarette. I'm really glad about, like, the amount of things you can do while you're driving. You can roll down the window for some drive-bys, smoke, eat, sleep. It really does make the car sort of a roaming fortress, which I like. Here's some farmland. Now, something I had actually just seen is somebody foraging on some of this farmland and finding a katana. I don't imagine I'll be doing that at my level, but, well, I'll certainly be out there at times. I mean, I don't even know what to say about that. I don't know if I've ever been down this road before, but there should be some... Ooh. Oh, wait. I think I've actually been here before, and I think it was a huge disappointment, but I guess it's worth a check. You know, we're actually kind of stranding ourselves out here in a way, because once that gas runs out, well, I don't think this game allows you to make biodiesel. A couple of zombies, but nothing I can't handle. Come on, let's get some daylight in here. Another trowel, 2 trowels, that's nice. Nothing in here, but we can top off our water. Still 1 more over there. And we should be okay. A lot of crates, which actually later on we could disassemble if we want to build up our carpentry. Sack of strawberries. I mean, it's all going to be rotten. But I mean, hey, calories are calories, right? We can't eat too much at a time. That's the only issue with rotten food. Okay, so what we have here is an absolute treasure trove of rotting food. So I think what we'll do is just search these tool shelves and these sinks. And for the most part, just kind of, well, I guess know that they're here. That we do have options in times of great desperation, but I think I can do better. I wonder if having a crowbar in your hands actually increases the chances of successful, like, window opening and such. A leaf rake, empty watering can, that could be useful. Actually, it's definitely useful, so I'm going to take it with us. I am also going to take 1 sack of cabbages with us, just so we have some immediate source of calories. Bear in mind, still no can openers, and we're actually considerably less likely to find any now that we're out here. Like, ever. Residential. Ooh. And with it, a whole bunch of zombies. Alright, let's be careful here. I'm honestly more interested in the garage than the house. Oh, there's more back there. Yep, not a jump scare. Propane torch, metal pipe. I don't think that's anything I immediately need. Ooh, that looks potentially interesting. A generator, yes! If only we had a book to allow us to use it. A garden saw and a hammer and screwdriver. Nothing particularly interesting here, though. Magazine, which we can read to stave off our existential depression from eating worms. I'm hoping there's nothing in that backyard so I can slip into that house undetected. Of course, if that herd spots us, I don't really want to fight. I'm more likely to just run. Now, what have we here? Thus far, nothing. I don't think we can search those barrels. Fertilizer, which may be useful at some point, but it's also very heavy. Problem is we're totally loaded down, even with the car. Nothing here. And some plaster powder here. Cool if we're building a house. Not so cool if we're trying to stay alive. Let's make our way across this yard then. These trees can hide anything. Gotta be as quiet as can be. I hear them. I definitely hear them. Real nerve-wracking. These cutaways ain't the best. There we go. Now, what have you on the floor? A comb and a razor. You know what? I'll take some of that. Could use some grooming materials. Now, how about that kitchen? Nothing in the fridge. Some stuff in the freezer that we may want. And nothing over here except some dog food, which I actually do want. But maybe we can get some elsewhere, and a book. We're going to need that to combat our worm-based depression. All in all, it keeps us going, but it's not of particular interest. Now, I don't know this area of the map particularly well. However, I do have a general sense of direction. And I think there's a decent amount of places we can scavenge here. I really just want to get home and unload all this stuff before dark. So we're going to make a beeline straight for the farm, which I believe is in this general direction. We probably need to go a little bit more right. But for the most part, we're going to want to be heading west. There's something over here. Looks like a residence because there's a mailbox. Do I check this out? The only thing is I don't want to be tired when I get to the farm because there's a decent chance there's a lot of zombies that we might want to clear out. I just can't resist. Not like I can actually take anything anyway. Now, erosion is a thing. Over time, nature will start to reclaim the environment. And one of the earliest ways that manifests is these country and dirt roads being overtaken by new plants and trees, which is actually going to limit the abilities of cars as we progress in this area. Over time, it actually becomes a real problem as entire pathways are completely gone. But if nothing else, this could also make a pretty good remote base, couldn't it? Box of nails. This thing is actually 2-story. Remote, but fairly nice. Oh my, look at that. That one's got a handgun. I guess they decided to opt out before the apocalypse could reach them. Well, they're wearing clothes in perfect shape. The two of them together. Canned pineapple. Nothing of use in here. Probably going to want to dismantle that TV at some point. Have a look upstairs. Until now, they were living the life, and... well, I guess I would hope that they never had to stop. Well, this place could make a pretty good outpost, I guess. A fireplace. Ooh, a fireplace is a great thing to have, isn't it? I didn't even know these actually existed in the game. Well, I'm really sorry to do this, but all this stuff, for as goofy as it looks, will provide better protection and insulation from the cold. These people have no idea how much they've helped me, and at this point, they're gonna help me a little more because I think I'll be sleeping here tonight. It's getting a little late, my moodles are getting a little bad, and, well, hopefully I'll be able to get something out of that can of dog food, although not much. Ooh, Electrician Volume 1, that's extremely useful. Okay, I'm definitely going to be taking that with me. But I think for now I should probably get a fire going, get some light in here. Here I am out in the woods, just kind of scrounging for firewood. What they had out in the log pile wasn't enough, even though it seemed formidable. But I think I should now have enough for a little while longer. I feel like I'm playing Alan Wake now. Ooh, I didn't know you could find entire logs out here. Well, now we definitely have enough. And it's got to be worth a good... Ooh, I didn't even realize they had an outhouse. Just had to check. Well, as I bask in the warm glow of this fire, a proper fire for once in a log cabin away from all the dangers we've been experiencing, I really have to thank my hosts. They've given me food, shelter, warmth. And all of this, they've given me, at least for a time, the gift of safety. And I'll definitely have to consider this place in the future. Knowing that it's here is, well, it's just good to know that I have some place to go, you know? Even if I have to walk here, even if I lose the car. But in the meantime, just before bed, well, I think now I should appreciate the happy moments while I can, or what passes for them. I've got a gut full of worms and rotten cabbage, and they are duking it out, so I need something to take my mind off this. And having read that entire riveting piece of literature in a single sitting, I've gone from severely depressed to merely depressed. And it's all about the little victories with these things, wouldn't you agree? It's times like these I like to stop and reflect on how far this character has been. The absolutely atrocious odds he faced in the beginning. And honestly, it's not like we're not just slowly dying. We are starving, even with all this food we've got on us. But I think it's a real achievement to have made it this far. I mean, who'd have thought 3 weeks ago that we would live to see a whole new year? But there are greener pastures awaiting us, hopefully. And it sort of looks like this can kill me. I'm going to be very careful with putting this out, but it looks like we can light a cigarette off of it. We are a true mountain man. I don't know when we lost the bandana. Maybe we actually can't wear it anymore. Oh, I see. You take it off to smoke the cigarette. I had never noticed that detail before. Well, it is time for us to get moving again. So strange to be someplace totally without zombies. Listen to that country ambiance, the wolves howling in the distance, you know? Maybe I'll just hang out for a little while longer, wait for a little more daylight. Time to head out again, but I figure it's only right that I should stop to once again thank my hosts. Well, about all we can do in this world, huh? We should probably scavenge this thing. Look, we're already making a dent in our available gas. Empty gas can of Jack, which may be useful for us later. We can't actually seem to get inside. Well, if we take that gas can, can we see? No gas to be gained from you. We're starting to see more spawns, which means we're getting someplace substantial. I believe the path is actually just around the bend. And yeah, look at all this. Soon as we encounter anything remotely resembling civilization, well, we're just going to have to hope we can mostly lose them in here. This path is going to require a lot of maintenance. It's already so overgrown. But that just means that maybe we'll lose more of them in here. Try and try and kill what we can. Hopefully by going back and forth we can eliminate some of this. There we go, that's 2 less we'll have to deal with. These woods are going to be in dire need of clearing. We're going to have to fight for our new home. How is everyone flipping over like this, especially on the road to a farm? Whatever, maybe we can get some gas from this stuff later. It's actually really easy to weave in and out of this, and hopefully we can reduce the local population. I don't know why I'm so anxious about this. It's gotta be better than where we came from. You can never quite tell what's going to count as damaging to your vehicle either. But as we round this corner... no, as we round the next corner, perhaps? It seems we've made it, and it seems many others have had the same idea in the past. There's a lot of wrecks over here. Drop what we don't need, because we need to be as unencumbered as can be if we're to take this place. Starting with whoever's coming in behind us, whoever would have followed us persistently. Before we enter, let's just have a look around, survey who's actually here. And things seem fairly quiet. I'm not seeing anybody roaming the grounds, which is better than even some, like, apocalypse game mode settings. I think everything's mostly dispersed into the woods, probably attracted by the sound of my car. Okay, let's lead you out, not have a repeat of the other farm. Come on down. And die. You'll be getting a burial too, I suppose, assuming this is your house. Real nice place. If you got anything good for me? Sneakers, pants. We do desperately need to replace our own. More electrician and mechanics. I hear someone. There you are. Okay, if we could just do this outside, thanks. Want a tidy house, right? And now that we have infinite access to water, well, I can wear clean clothes a lot of the time. Crates back here, some newspaper, really just kindling now, or reading material. More. Oh, this is dangerous. Dangerous angle. Come on. Problem with approaching the door is that it can hit me through the door, but I can't see it through the door. You know what? I was going to say I might just go around, open the window behind it. Come on. Whenever they make those corners and suddenly appear, indoors is very, very dangerous in this game. Nice watch. Is it digital? It is. Now, what were you hiding in that room of yours? Just an office? We can disassemble that radio. Of course, after we read these electronics books. Processed cheese, rotten. Gross orange soda. Drink us a good number of calories right here and now. And pop, canned beans, an empty cooking pot. At this rate, we don't even need to make our own rain collector barrels, although we certainly should. What else are we hiding? Another kitchen, bath towel, dirty rag. Maybe they tried to treat themselves after being bitten. Now on to upstairs. Upstairs, when clearing houses, is a lot like downstairs, but more dangerous, because if you try to leap out a window, you break your leg. Or at least there's a good chance of doing so. A pillow, good. Comfort. Comfort's always good. The cabin was nice, but this is certainly spacious. A sheet painkiller, so we can make sheet ropes. Nothing here. Although this will be our new room. And one final bedroom. Windows open. Making me wonder what they were up to. But not a tremendous amount in the way of loot, although certainly enough to keep us going. Now, continually scanning the woods for anybody who may have showed up later, attracted by the sound of our vehicle. Let's have a look in here. Another. Okay, open up, thank you. There you go. Keep my windows intact, thanks. Ah, another one of you. We're clown car in this thing. Cool. Ah, Thank you for not knocking me over. I will not be giving you the same courtesy. Now, what have we got inside? 2 chairs inside a crate. Never seen that before. Interesting storage method. Club hammer. Some tire pumps. So we pretty much got the full suite of mechanics tools. And some strawberry seeds. So all in all, it's really the land that gives us the most here. Now, of course, the most important feature of this farm, and the reason why Horace Barnes had to make it here, is because of the well that's somewhere on this property. Now, where is it? Right over here, hidden by that tree. I was really worried for a second that they had removed it, but we do have the opportunity to wash ourselves, wash our clothes, and really settle in, because this water source, as far as I know, never runs out. We can even drink directly from it. It's not even tainted. This is a huge turning point. Not only do we now have an infinite water source, but we also have the means to start farming. It's warming up out here, still quite cold for the time being. But maybe we can make this work if I'm able to learn, well, a new set of skills that I'm not really used to having to utilize. The only thing is making sure this place remains safe. As I suspected, whole lot hanging out in the trees outside. But that's alright, I actually prefer it if they cluster like this. This is the kind of place where I might actually make a ritual of going outside my door and yelling every morning, just to bring in whatever's hiding out here. There is a path directly behind our house. Oh, look at you, your whole spine is exposed. And from my memories of living here before, I believe this leads us across a field which leads to some houses. Of course, even on regular apocalypse settings, there can actually be a lot of zombies there, so maybe we won't want to mess with it. Oddly enough, there's more of them hanging out in the woods and the fields, apparently having dispersed over the previous, well, apocalypse. I was going to say few weeks, but clearly we're deeper into this thing than that. Assuming it does still canonically start in, like, July. But I'm hoping that by staying in the area, I don't know how large a chunk is, but I'm really hoping that by clearing this out, we'll be able to make traversal much less of a chore. And we've got better long blunt, which seems like a cruel joke at this point, because I don't have another one of these. We will, even with our high maintenance skill, have to start looking into other options. And look, according to this thing, we've actually officially survived for over a month. Oh, that's nuts. I spent such a long time playing this game before I could even manage that on, like, regular settings. You've got a spear. It's a sign. We've got to start using these more. They're practically infinite out here. Okay, nope. Okay, this is getting too intense. This is the downside of trying to maneuver in the woods. Is that everything wants to kill you and everything's invisible until the last second. But we did discover that there is a path up to residential housing. So knowing that's there, I think we're good for the day. I think we spend the whole day eating, drinking, and being merry. I'll unload the car in the morning. Honestly, all I want to do right now is rest and relax in my new home. And the decor is still in slightly rough shape, but we'll take care of that over time. Point is, this has actually been a very relaxing episode thus far, in stark contrast to everything we've been dealing with up until this point. And I really hope that this marks a turning point for the series. I mean, we are still starving. Just because we're not in too much overt danger doesn't mean we're not in a very serious situation still, but I mean, hey, it's January 8th. Things are warming up a bit. Days usually in the 30s or 40s rather than the 10s. I don't know what time we should start farming, but, you know, maybe we could make something happen. We can start focusing on foraging more. For the first time, we have a huge swath of land we can call our own. A place where we can run around freely and yell at the top of our lungs without having to worry what attention it might attract? With our body and clothes freshly washed, and with all the comfort of our own bed and open windows letting the daylight in, and these boxers that I found on a dead zombie in the woods. I know it's become kind of a look, but maybe it's time for the look to change to signify starting over. I've got a comb, a razor, some scissors, and maybe we can do something about this scruff we've got going. Let's shave our beard. And as much as I like long hair, I think maybe we'll give it at least a little bit of a trim. I can't really see what this stuff is going to be, but let's maybe just go for the same thing but shorter, right? There we are. Jesus Griffiths looking dashing. Yeah, but also from the drunken, bleeding, naked mess that we had on day one. We need to start thinking about eating. Just eating, 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 and nothing else. But, wow, 1 month survived. 1,425 zombies later. And that's not even counting all the ones we burned and ran over. I'm probably going to make this a little bit of a shorter episode, because I feel like those of you who are watching this I have left hanging a lot, and I'm going to be going away for the next few days on vacation. But maybe this can just be a nice little comfy episode, with a slight hint of starvation. But until next time, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.